Welcome. It's been a while since we've done a podcast. I am Kat. This is Buckets. With us is my sister, Lisa. She's in Melbourne. And our brother is in Wales. Aaron, hi.
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 So tonight has been a long time coming. We are doing our Christmas podcast. As you can see, we're wearing our Christmas stuff. And we're going to read some of the comments that we've been receiving over the last few weeks in regards to our podcast. Okay, so we are going to be talking about Christmas and how much we love Christmas. But before we do that, can we please give a shout out to Braden, even though he's no longer with us. If you're watching this,
he's still alive though.
Yeah. If you're watching this or happen to watch it, we love and miss you heaps. Okay, let's get started. So, Christmas. What do we love about Christmas?
Oh, well, that's funny you should say that, because every time we have Christmas, I do all the cooking. So, it's all that sweat and hard and shopping and bankruptcy. That's the kind of stuff I love about Christmas. No, I think it's great because it doesn't matter if you're quote unquote Christian or not. I think it's just about family, to be perfectly honest. And I remember when I was living alone and I had Christmas alone for the first time, and really all I ever wanted was to eat Christmas with my family. I thought that would never happen because it's my family. But I wanted that was one of the things I actually missed the first time I moved away from home, was not having Christmas dinner with my own family. So family is a big deal for me, and I think it's just being with family and not killing each other during every other part of the year.
What do you love about Christmas, Lise?
You know what? I think Phil said it all, really. Family is really the epitome of what, you know what, I think in Australia, because we're so multicultural, that's what Christmas has become about. Spending time with family, having a nice meal together, exchanging gifts if that's what you do, going to church maybe. For me, it's getting together with family, having a nice meal, talking about those relatives that have passed on, and just enjoying each other's company. And I think that's what gives me that real warm feeling about Christmas. You know what I mean? And it's a really nice feeling. Yeah.
What about you, Aaron? What do you love about Christmas?
Well, what do I love about Christmas? I just love getting together with family and eating loads of rubbish and opening presents and just being with family, basically.
I think what I love about Christmas is, as you guys all said, it's about family. It's about being together with the family. It's about, singing, Christmas carols, or watching, Christmas movies on TV, or listening to Christmas music, having the festive season, be a representation of the birth of our Lord and Savior, as well as gathering together. I think, letting go of what happened in the past and looking forward to a brand new year. And I think Christmas is a time for peace and love and good karma and lights and just good wishes and, blessings and miracles. And I think, even though they say, your family blood is thicker than water, that's great. But as long as when you have your best friends who become your family, like you and Aaron, and Leon and all of our other friends who we have as family, that type of thing is when you're with family, it kind of has that warmth. What do you guys do? I mean, you're half Italian. What do you guys do for Christmas? Like, is it turkey or ham for you guys?
You know what? because I'm half Italian, half Aussie, it's always changed. Usually in an Italian household, I would say that they would do a roast, probably a roast chicken, roast. I don't think we would do like roast pork. It's not really nothing too Aussie like that. Nothing seafood, nothing like that. More like a proper English roast is the go-to for that side of the family. And the other side, is just like a barbecue, seafood,
What about
how
you?
it is.
That depends on who I'm actually with. So, um, when I learned how to cook for myself, um, you know, I used to have a friend of mine who was actually Greek, and so um, she wouldn't eat pork or beef or chicken because her Orthodox faith wouldn't allow her to do that. But she would her faith would allow her to have lamb. And so I cooked Greek lamb for my housemate because that was the only thing that she could eat. And that was fine with me. And, Greek lamb is actually relatively easy to cook. I think it's easier to cook than the Western version of that. Recipe in the description. But like to be honest, our family have gone between mostly chicken or mostly pork, sometimes lamb. We don't really have seafood during Christmas. That's like an Easter thing. Like
Yeah.
I remember my mom once tried to make me a seafood dish for Christmas. And I felt that I was being ripped off here. Basically, I was like, "What is this?" kind of thing. But in an Australian Christmas, it's like 400 degrees outside, and it really makes no sense to have a roast dinner.
I mean,
it's
they
up to
really,
12 hours.
sorry,
But we
just
do
to
it anyway.
interrupt it. They really do sell it. They sell the whole seafood Christmas in Australia, I feel. It's really quite pushed in the media even around Christmas time. Would you agree? Or
Yeah, I mean, Aaron, what is Christmas like? Is it turkey or ham for you in your household, your family?
Well, for us, it has to be turkey, like the traditional meat, and it's always cold here, so.
But you guys get snow, don't you? Like, so it's definitely turkey.
Sometimes, like, we have had a white Christmas before, but not all the time. But it is very cold.
Like for me, I come from a diverse multicultural background. Like I'm half Lebanese, half Armenian. And in my household, ever since we were kids, even now as adults, we grew up with whole traditional turkey, but it wasn't just your small size turkey. My parents, even last year, even now, they've restarted that tradition of getting a mega sized turkey, like I'm talking this big of a bird. And they would buy and put in the freezer. And then the night before Christmas Eve, they would cook it and baste it and leave in the oven for 24 hours. And my parents would rotate shifts as to who would get up and baste it and check it and, put the vegetables in as well. So we have in our household, Philip can attest to that. We've got everything from turkey to chicken to meat to bully, to hummus, to salad, to potatoes, to this, to that. I mean, you can attest to that.
Oh yeah, look, when I went over to Kat's house for
the first time
the first time for Christmas dinner, okay, I was blown away by the amount of food that this Lebanese Armenian family actually had, because it was basically like a really, 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 really long table of food, okay, of all kinds. I mean, everything from red rooster to to pork, to lamb, to bully, everything that you could basically have and more. And there was just so much food. It looked like it could feed 90 people, basically. It was amazing. It's the most amount of food I've seen in my life, basically. And we'd only had like 15 people there.
Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't. We didn't like it. We could honestly feed like 4 third world countries easily,
like
basically.
Aaron, for us in Australia, it's kind of like it's 30 plus, 40 plus degree heat.
Yeah.
You're talking about hot, sticky, muggy, sweaty, hot air slap in your face kind of weather for Christmas. So in your household, is it your mom, your sister, and you, or is it a lot of family?
It's my mum, my dad, my sister, and my dog. So yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's sweet.
what about you, Buckets? What was Christmas like for you
Um,
compared to now?
okay, well, before my mum did all the cooking, and now I do all the cooking. Because in my family, cooking is a real honor. It's a big thing. It's a part of really a form of respect in my family. So people like cooking to kind of gain the respect. In fact, my mum had this kind of little saying, if you will, that you can literally solve any problem with a meal.
Mm.
And it's true. Because I've done it many times.
What about you, Lisa? Like, is the like being half Italian, is it like a big family get together, like a lot of family, like, or is it just like a quiet, sort of reserved?
I mean, believe it or not, I
Really?
actually have more family on my mum's side, my Australian side. So I've got my dad who's Italian, obviously, and he only has one sister who has no children. So we had, like, you know, the nonna and the nonno. We had that growing up, and we had the proper Italian, like even traditions following up to Christmas. You know, eating fish on Good Friday. That's a massive thing with
Yes.
Italians.
Yes.
We only eat fish, and to this day, we still only eat fish. My dad's new partner's Italian, and that's just how it is, and that feels normal to me. But yeah, so we didn't really have that big of a family on my dad's side, but on my mum's side, she's got a brother and a sister. There was like 8 or 9 cousins between us. Everyone used to come together. We'd have a big barbecue, and it was just, yeah, a really nice time.
For me, let me tell you what before I met Philip, what my Christmas is like. So we have me, my 2 older brothers, their wives, and kids. So my eldest brother has 2. My other brother has 1 kid. So you have myself, my mom, my dad, my brothers, their wives, and 3 kids. Then we had both my sisters-in-law, their mom and dad, their grandparents, their sisters, and boyfriends and husbands. And then you had my aunts. See, back in my day, we used to have about, even Philip will tell you that, my dad told him, we'd have like about 190 to 200 people at our house in the one go.
So much for COVID.
I would have loved that though. Like, honestly, like the whole idea of having a massive party and like there's heaps of food. Like, don't get me wrong, even only like 6 on my Italian side, we had food. I know exactly what that's like, and it's just like normal. It doesn't even feel weird to overfeed like 6 or 7 people with, like, you know, like what Phil said, you know, enough to feed half the world nearly. Like, so yeah, I get that too.
But now it's just myself and Philip, my mom and dad, my brothers, their wives and kids over, and my sister-in-law's dad. Let me ask you, here's another thing. Here's a question or a debate, if you will.
Why don't you ask about the reason why we do what we do during Christmas?
What do you mean?
Well, do you know why you put
Oh yeah, that. Go ahead.
Do you know why you put Christmas presents under the tree?
Oh yeah.
So the story that I've heard is that in Eastern Europe, soldiers used to respect their commanding officers, whoever they were, and paint pine cones and put them under the tree as a form of respect, right? And so when those soldiers came home to see their families after fighting how many years of war, they'd do that for a little bit of fun with their children, and their children kind of carried the tradition. And so their children would put painted pine cones under the tree as well. Then it kind of, the pine cones, they switched to wooden toys instead. And they used to have, again, very military. They would actually, this is where the nutcracker comes involved.
Mm.
So the nutcracker, which you'll notice is often a military or sometimes blue, but often red person that looks like a general is under your tree. And he would protect your presents. So we went from pine cones to toys to protecting said toys with a soldier, again, military. And that's why we put presents under the tree.
Also, I think if you look at it, after this podcast, only if you guys want, check it out. Like, you can YouTube it, you can go on Google, research it. December the 6th is a worldwide phenomenon. It's called St. Nicholas Day. St. Nicholas of Myra, which is now modern day Turkey. That city no longer exists. St. Nicholas of Myra was born, and of course he became a priest after that, or a monk. And back then, there was no red and white suit. There's no such thing. Monks wear like a brown sort of friar outfit. And what happened was he would take stuff to the poor, and like clothes and shoes and whatnot. And then now multi-billion corporations has taken the whole St. Nicholas of Myra or Mara and turned him into Santa Claus. Santa Claus is a human being. He's a person, yes. He's St. Nicholas Mara, celebrated as Catholics around the world as December 6th. To many Europeans, that's when they really celebrate Christmas, because apparently, from what I've heard, the Dutch, long story short, the Dutch used to put out their shoes outside of the house. And if they were well behaved, Santa would leave them, or St. Nicholas would leave them fruit. Or if you're bad, he'd leave you a potato in your shoe to say, hey, you've been naughty. So that's the whole idea of, and also if you believe in the story, 'twas the night before Christmas. And the stockings were hung by the chimney with care and hope that St. Nicholas soon would be there, which is, again, St. Nicholas and Mary used to drop little sachets of money to a father who his 3 daughters were going to be arranged to or forced to be married back in the day. And they were freed from that because each girl had a set of gold coins.
So it was going to be used for dowry.
Yes, going to be used for dowry. So look that up. Let me ask you, here's a debate. Christmas Eve, presents open early, presents open at midnight, Christmas Day or Boxing Day? Lisa.
Oh. All right. So my family, we open Christmas presents on Christmas Day, Christmas morning. We wake up, Santa's been, everyone runs to their mum and dad's bed, wakes them up. But as I'm getting older, I actually feel like maybe if you're not celebrating with kids it's a different story, but definitely I think it's a good idea to open them on Christmas Eve. That's a great idea, because then it's leading up to the next day. The next day you go and have your meal, blah, 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 hang out, and you've already done the presents part. I think that's a cute idea.
What about you, Aaron? Christmas Eve, Christmas Day or Boxing Day?
It has to be Christmas Day, like just waking up on the morning of Christmas Day and just seeing all those presents under the tree, and yeah.
What about you, Buckets?
Okay, for me, it has to be Christmas Day as well. However, since being with Christina's family, they often open the presents on Christmas Eve because her nephews are impatient.
It's not that they're impatient.
They are so impatient.
No,
don't
but
give me this.
don't-
They're not in.
No, because don't forget
No, they're the
bedtimes.
most patient kids in the entire world.
Bedtimes.
Right. So
Bedtimes as well.
But I like opening my presents on Christmas Day. However, I do think that there should be a Boxing Day thing, because then you have Boxing Day sales because everything's half price. And that's like, yes, I get that you had Boxing Day for to open your boxes and stuff like that, because on Christmas Day you were supposed to go to church, but that even though some people still go to church on Sunday, there are a lot of people that just don't. I remember because my father was divorced, I would actually have two Christmases. I would have one Christmas with my mum, and I would have a second Christmas with my dad on Boxing Day. And that worked out just fine because it meant I got two sets of presents. So technically I was still adhering to the Boxing Day tradition. Only if I didn't like the presents that I got on Christmas Day, I got a second set of presents on the next day. It was actually really, really good. And it kept our family together as well.
Like for me, I think ever since we were kids, my parents would hide in their room, or my mom would hide in her room and wrap presents up because she didn't want us to see what we were getting. And then she'd put them under the tree, I think. And we had our, Christmas tree with the manger and stacks upon stacks of presents. And come midnight, Christmas morning, we would open our presents and then go to bed. But I think now that we have 5 nephews collectively together, our 3 nephews, because it's also bedtime and they need to go home and sleep, it's now opened at 9:30 or 9 o'clock or towards 10, because this way they can play with them a little bit and then they take them home.
It gives them something to do.
Give them something to go home and sleep. And I think, as my sister said, the next day is all about having a meal together. So, but now culturally, it's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day is with my family. Then Boxing Day is with his mom and brother, because and my other brothers and other brother-in-laws in England, the other ones on the other side of Sydney.
Yeah, I mean, so because our families become extended through marriage and whatnot, and through the long relationship that Kat and I have had together, you really do have 2 families. And so again, because my mom's getting of the age that she can't cook anymore because it's just too much for her, it's good that I can see my mom the next day on Boxing Day. But for me, I think it's. Did you ever remember during Christmas when you're a kid, and you very, very gingerly used to open up the wrapping paper?
No, we weren't allowed.
In my family, you did that. You very, very gingerly opened up the wrapping paper, because there was always the kind of expectation that you actually might use the wrapping paper at a later date, which you never actually did.
No, we weren't allowed. We weren't allowed.
You probably had a better chance of using it as toilet paper than you did actually as wrapping paper later down the track.
Actually, speaking of that, we have had some answers from our viewers, which my sister gladly got. Let's read some of these comments. So we asked everybody what they do for Christmas and how they celebrate. One person said, we have a 4-foot-tall flamingo that we dress up for all different holidays, including like Red Nose Day, Valentine's Day, and it's to humor their mom. Dressing up a flamingo. I like that idea. I mean, imagine, putting sort of lights around it and sort of decorating it with a hat and sort of a Santa here and sort of Christmas present there. What do you guys think?
I think it's.
Give me a flamingo.
Funny.
I want a flamingo. If I can't get a flamingo, at least I can get a dodo or something like that.
But what do you guys think? Flamingos, yay or nay?
I mean, what does it have to do with Christmas, really? But it's a good idea. Other than having a Christmas tree, you could have like the Christmas flamingo, the Easter flamingo.
Have a cocktail. Turn into a Christmas cocktail with a flamingo.
What do you think, Aaron?
It's different.
It is different, I'll tell you that.
Oh, everything's different.
The other one we got was Emma and Kimmy from TikTok said, us kids texting each other at like 3 a.m, whether or not to wake up mom and dad up about 6 a.m. We get up, open our stocking on our beds then. Ooh, so her and her sister text each other at 3 a.m. to see whether they should wake up the folks at 6 a.m. to see if they should open their presents that's hidden in their stockings on their beds. What do you think?
So harassment then?
No. What do you think? What do you think? Lee?
Can you guys hang on? I'm sorry, I'm having a bit of problem with my audio.
That's okay.
Well,
We'll move on
Aaron?
to Aaron.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, like maybe it's something that we can sort of adopt ourselves, because if
I agree.
to be honest, if I text my mum at, I don't know, 3 a.m., she'd probably go up the wall. It's just like,
I think my parents
Yeah.
would kill me if I called them at 6 a.m. in the morning going, Merry Christmas.
Do you know what would happen if I did that to my parents? All of the toys and all of my favorite presents would be emptied out into the garbage and they would be replaced by coal. You know,
yeah.
seriously, 3 a.m. in the morning.
Let's see what else we got. Someone said, in my family, me and my sister can't open presents until all the adults have a beer in their hands.
Oh,
I
perfect.
love that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know who said that, but I love that.
You
What
just
do you
made my
think?
Christmas list, honey.
Perfect. Lisa, what do you think?
Yeah, again, that sounds very Australian to me. That just sounds like
We should adopt
Yeah.
that. We should totally adopt
We
that.
should adopt that, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
No one's allowed to open presents till you have a beer in your hand, or better yet, espresso in your hand.
No, beer. No, beer. Unless it's an espresso martini.
Oh, I like that. Aaron, what do you think?
Like we sort of do that already, because like every Christmas morning, like my dad will probably open a can of beer, or my mum would like pour a glass of wine or whatever. Yeah.
Does
So,
anyone do eggnog at all? See, I know you
Yes,
guys.
I was thinking
I
that.
feel like that's very American. There's a lot of
Yeah.
American traditions that are really integrated into Christmas that I don't think it's reflective of the whole world. Yeah.
I've never tried it. I'm
Yeah.
game to trying it. I've always wanted to try eggnog. I think eggnog sounds sugary, sweet.
Is it alcoholic or is that
Yeah,
me?
it's alcoholic.
You can do it for.
Yeah.
You can do it.
You can make it yourself, or you can just do
Buy
what
it.
everyone does, is just buy it from Coles.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can also make one for kids. It's like that. You can make it just
Yeah.
like a.
It's for
Yeah, that's the one I want to
like
try.
custard or something like that.
Yes,
with
it's kind of
alcohol.
custardy, but thing is,
Mm.
I've always wanted to try eggnog.
Mm.
So I want to know. Let's see if we got any more of those hits, because I know my beautiful sister did have them. Oh yeah, so the last one was, one person said, we don't celebrate Christmas, we celebrate St. Nicholas Day, something similar, which is December 6th. So some people, their traditions are different. And some people do celebrate St. Nicholas Day, which is December 6th,
Yeah.
which is, but let me ask this. Cookies and milk, anybody?
Oh, not this story again.
Lise, do you leave milk and cookies? Aaron, do you leave milk and cookies?
Speaking of cookies,
Oh, here he comes.
Sister.
Did you buy those just for this?
Yes, I'm guessing she did.
Oh my god.
I do have cookies.
Give
me some cookies.
Like
I know you've
when
got,
I was
unless you're lactose.
when I was younger, I used to leave mince pies and milk out for something. Yeah.
Speaking of
Mince pies, yeah.
Do you know the story of why we call them mince pies?
Fruit mince pies.
Yeah. So they
It's
actually
not
had a
actual mince,
different.
is it?
They actually had a different name, right?
Yeah.
And their original name was Christmas pies. Still the same ingredients, but their original name was Christmas pies. But then what happened was there was a person called Cromwell who basically hated Christmas and
Why does that sound like an evil villain name?
Well, because he did evil things.
Cromwell.
He did evil things,
And he was an evil villain, exactly.
Well, he barred the production of something called Christmas pies, which basically was basically a fruit pie which is exactly the same flavor as you would imagine today. Only the pastry would have a picture of the baby Jesus and the Virgin Mary on the actual pie itself. But that all got barred, right? But you know, they were delicious, those things, and they were really, really addictive, right? They had cinnamon and all sorts of fruits in them. And so instead of just calling them Christmas pies, they were called mince pies instead. And it's actually ironic that the same sort of route happened with cinnamon buns as well, because at the end of the day, they're cinnamon buns, but we call them hot cross buns. So it's just really just a cross in the middle that's just a cinnamon bun, you know.
For me, I honestly, do I leave milk and cookies? I've left.
Oh, sorry.
I've left. I still leave milk and cookies. I actually leave milk cookies in a letter.
She leaves the whole feast, huh? She leaves the red rooster, the what else was it?
Let me tell you a quick story.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Many years ago, I think it was 2017. Yeah, 2017. My parents, when they light up their house outside, because my parents' house is like cul-de-sac, and there's apartments and houses, they turn their lights on but turn them off at 11. We leave ours on to like 1 a.m. So we've got the front and the back, you know, lit up. And just a month before Christmas, I was on Facebook, and there's a place called Santa's Village in Lapland that I'd love to go to with you guys one day, and the fuckets. And it was like, and I wrote something. I said, how about us adults know who's on the naughty list, who's on the good list? And then lo and behold, my name popped up in capital letters, and it was in bold. And I just looked at it. I'm on the naughty list.
This is
What? And I sat there frozen in my room on my phone, and I was like,
it must have been a typo.
and I was like, yeah, it must, surely it's a typo. Come on. Huh? What'd you say? What'd you
I
say?
said you're probably sitting there like trying to figure out what went wrong. Like,
Oh yeah. And and it was like, and I went, no, why am I on the naughty list? What did I do? And then all I got was, were you arguing or screaming or something or swearing, swearing or being childish? And I went, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. And I went, no.
Now you're lying.
and then it was like, okay, I gotta behave myself. And I actually was like, I was crying, and I was like, okay, I gotta be good for the rest of the month. I gotta be good. And then it's sort of like, ever since then, my name has not been on the naughty list. God.
is there an actual list where you can check? Is that, I feel like that is a thing, isn't it?
It's a thing for kids.
Actually, there is, if you write to
I've heard that.
You can, Santa will eventually answer your letter and actually send you presents.
See,
if you want, if it's like the toy isn't out of date, for example. So if you ask for a PS1, for example, and it was 7 years ago, they're going to go, yeah, no, we've only got a PS5 now, kind of thing. So,
no, but there is a place.
Sorry.
There is a place called Santa's Village in Finland, in Lapland, Helsinki. And they usually, towards November, they'll start doing like October, November, they'll start doing like live streaming on Instagram. And me and Philip just happened to see it. And you see the people who are the, elves, and you see Santa, and sort of we get to say, hey, we're from Australia. Hello, hi, we're here. And it's sort of like, the fun thing is, no matter who you are in the world, what age you are, you're
Mm.
still a kid. You're a kid at heart and you're a big kid. I mean, we left
Yeah.
Mountain Cookies one time. remember?
Oh, okay. I'll tell this story
Yes,
now.
please
I'll
do tell the story.
Okay,
This
so
is your time to shine. Go.
let's see. So there was this time where we were living in Penrith, and we had basically we left out these cookies, not for anyone in particular, but we just left them out. And basically there are all these sticky black marks about this big with boot-sized footprints.
We thought it was our flatmate.
We thought it was our flatmate Brian, who basically walked through our house and basically didn't clean up after himself until we found out that he was actually doing a midnight shift and he wasn't actually home. And we found out that half of our milk was gone from the container.
From the cup, actually.
And also half of the biscuits that were out were also gone as well. And at the time we were just thinking, okay, either A, Santa Claus has come through our house and stolen our shit and he owes me money.
Don't say stole. You'll be on the naughty list.
You know, or we've had a robber and someone's basically robbed us for cookies and milk.
Because we were out and we had locked everything.
we were out and basically we locked all our doors and someone came in.
And how it was is we walked in the door and I said to him, I was probably just Brian, he probably went downstairs,
Yeah.
you know, but these shoes were about this
they're
big, massive, black soot,
with
sticky, gummy, this wide. And it
I
started
had to clean them up, you know.
Yeah, it was like, because we have our couch and we have the side table. And I said to Philip, I'm just gonna leave milk and cookies. Let's just test this theory out, you know?
Whatever.
And then whatever. And then we went, and then it started from, because I had, mind you, sugarless cookies, sugarless, no sugar in them at all, zero. With
I paid for those.
and some milk. We went out and then came back, found my
Awesome.
sugarless cookies almost all gone.
Yep.
Milk was drunk, and you had these big, thick ass shoes. They were the size of the big man shoes.
Like honestly, they were like, think of fireman shoes, but just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, just a little bit
I
bigger.
mean, they could have belonged to Ronald McDonald, honestly.
But
That's
it
how
was,
big these shoes were.
and then it went from the side table to the television, around the tree, back out to the backyard again.
Yeah,
And
I had to clean up the mess. So Santa, thank you. And we didn't get any gifts. We didn't
yes,
get
we got each other.
Yeah, we got each other. That's what we got.
So let me ask this: favorite movies, Christmas favorite movies.
Oh,
I'm gonna say Die Hard.
No.
that is not a Christmas movie.
Yes,
Finally, a
thank
Christmas movie.
you. Thank you.
That is not a Christmas
Yes, thank you.
It is a
Thank
Christmas
you, my
movie.
boy. Thank you. Favorite movies.
movie.
Who's going first? All right. Who's going
You.
first?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Me.
Okay.
All right, now let Aaron go. Yeah.
My favorite movies has to
Die
be
Hard.
No.
My favorite movies has to be Home Alone 1
Oh.
and 2.
Yeah.
It has to be
You won't
Elf.
see 3, will you? So you won't say Home Alone 3, will you? But everyone always says
No,
Home Alone 1 or 2.
It's crap.
Oh.
I like Elf. What else do I like?
Oh
I
yeah.
like the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen in them.
Yep. Yep.
Nice. Yep.
What else?
No, I was going to send you something for Christmas, Aaron, but as soon as you mentioned that movie, I'm just not going to pay attention.
Yeah, I think that those movies, like, are just up there.
What about you, Lise? Christmas movies.
All right. So my favorite ultimate number one Christmas movie has to be The Grinch. I can quote it word for word. It is just the ultimate Christmas movie, I feel. But if you're going classic Christmas movie, it's either has to be Miracle on 34th Street or the Santa Claus movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think my favorites, if we're talking classic, is Polar Express
Yep.
the Polar Express. Santa Claus 1, 2, and 3.
Yep. They're
Then
good
you've
ones.
got Miracle on 34th Street, both editions, the black and white one and the remake.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you've got Elf,
Mhm.
Home Alone 1 and 2.
Not three.
And no, not 3. It's crap. Sorry, all Home Alone. The fourth one too, Christmas Chronicles. That's on Netflix. That with the
Oh, yeah,
Kurt Russell
that's
one, that
good.
one's really good. Did I like part 2? No, I thought part 2 was really boring. Too long, too boring. The plot lines and the twists weren't as fun as the first one was. I think that's my one. What about yours, Buckets?
Die
The
Hard.
last two they had.
No, I actually like Home Alone 1.
And 2.
Home Alone 3. No.
Home Alone 1. I loved Elf. I loved Miracle on 31st Street.
34th.
34th Street. Sorry, I don't have a freaking map. Okay, I've never been to NY. I don't know what that is.
New
Okay.
York City, the Big Apple.
Yeah, well, like I don't have Google Maps there. I haven't walked down that street.
Anyway, keep going.
So Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going.
Um,
See, that's where you learn Elf's hat.
I did like the Polar Express. I liked the first Santa Claus, but I felt the other ones I didn't really like. They were a bit too kiddie for me. But it's Christmas movie, so I guess like they didn't. I mean, that's who they're basically aiming their thing towards. There was that other movie that was it was a telly movie. It was about the real Edward Nass.
There's a thing on YouTube. If you look it up, it's called The Secret Santa.
Yes, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually love the
It's on
Secret
YouTube.
Santa.
It's on YouTube. It's like an old documentary, and it's really, 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 really good.
Yeah, look, you know what? There are a few movies that actually can make me cry, and that one actually did make me cry out of happiness.
It's not a movie per se. It's a documentary. Before I carry on, Santa Claus 1, 2, and 3. If you're a Netflix subscriber, if you're a Disney subscriber,
Yep.
The Clauses is actually coming in December.
Yeah.
So it continues about continues about what happened after the escape
Mhm.
clause. So it's going to start Tim Allen and I think original cast. So sorry, Disney, I had to plug that one.
Yeah.
But I think
Can I say something about Home Alone? Sorry for interrupting.
it's all right.
So the thing is, a lot of people won't say that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Because it's not.
But can I say what's the difference between that and say Home Alone? Because it's got almost the same plot line kind of thing. It does. It does. Like, for example, John McClane basically has to protect, his ex-wife's, workplace from terrorists. And, the Home Alone kid basically has to defend his house from two robbers that are trying to rob the place. So they're both technically Christmas movies, yet they're more action than Christmas. If you know what I mean. The only difference is that, the Home Alone kid, but Kevin McAllister goes to church and John McClane doesn't. He just shows up to a Christmas party. That's all.
No.
I've said my piece. My piece.
For attention, Philip. That was we need that.
I think I've destroyed many. Yes.
Okay, fine. We'll
many
put it
things
out
right
there
now.
for the viewers. Okay, we'll put it out there for the viewers
And
and,
please
the
subscribe.
subscribers. Yes, put it out there for subscribers and viewers. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Vote no in the comments. Vote no. Vote no in the comments. Last question.
Wait,
Yep.
why is it that Die Hard, because I have to agree, a lot of people actually say that it is, and I don't why is it? I don't actually know. Why is it a Christmas movie?
because it's set in it's set around Christmas. It's they have a Christmas work party.
Okay.
Okay, he basically tapes up all the bad guys in Christmas tape. You know, it has Christmas music at the end of it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's snowing, very Christmassy. Yeah. I mean, it's not an Aussie Christmas, of course, but it is America.
Yeah, no,
You know,
I've never actually watched it, so I didn't even know that it was.
you
set
haven't
around-
watched Die Hard.
And let me tell you,
I swear on my life.
the first two are good.
What?
The first two are good. After the rest, it's like, ugh. Anyways, last question. Here we go, kiddies. Christmas time. Aaron, you being in Wales, do you and your
Yes.
mom and dad and sister go out in the car and look at Christmas lights? Like, is it a thing where you go out into the neighborhoods and have a look at all the houses that are like full decked out with lights?
We used to do it when we were young, like just jump in the car and just like go around all the streets and stuff. But like the street where I live, we actually like decorate like all the houses on the street, so people actually come to us to see
Fair enough.
the lights and stuff. So yeah,
Lisa, you're in Melbourne. Do you guys, even as adults, still go out in the car and have a look at the streets and neighborhoods and houses?
Yeah, no, that's ever since I was little, we've done that. I feel like it's very widely accepted here. A lot of people do it because there seems to be like particular streets that all bundle up together and they put on like a really big display and it attracts thousands of people. So yeah, I love doing that. It's like one of the best times, just going out there, and then like it's starting to become sunset and the lights come on and there's like everyone's around. It's just a really nice time. I love it.
We do it, don't we, babe? When we go to my parents' house,
Yes, we do.
we get in the car and we do it as well. I mean, we've been doing this for many years. I mean, even with Philip now, when we're at my parents' house, we'll get in the car, we'll go for a drive. And, because the reason why we did this podcast is because if you looked at 2 years ago, no one could get into their cars. No one could go anywhere.
Mhm.
Even last year, no one could go anywhere because we were all in lockdown last year even. And I think the reason why I wanted to do this was because I wanted all of us to bring some laughter and joy and sort of have that connection of, like me and Philip, we have our Christmas tree up from July till about January. In January, all the leaves and the baubles go down and we turn it into like this Hawaiian decoration, like this Hawaiian tree. And then in July again, we put it up. Like right now, our tree is up. It's beautiful. It's got lights on. I'd show it to you, but I'd have to switch the camera. But I think you guys have seen our tree in pictures, and we are very Christmassy people. Like,
Yeah, I mean, look at our
tables,
tablecloth.
even it's not cloth, but we've got,
We'll just rip a bit off.
rip
right
a bit
now.
off.
Okay.
This is what we've got
This
sitting
is
on our,
what we've had this since Christmas in July.
yeah.
This is our table.
So every year we put wrapping paper, Christmas wrapping paper on our table. That's how much fun we are. And, usually around November, we'll start putting lights on our veranda and whatnot. And it's just even, it's so beautiful, and it's something about joy and peace and serenity. Stop ripping it.
More.
They can't see that. It's
No,
too
they can't.
blurred. Look,
Yeah.
there you go. Ding.
yeah.
They've seen the star. But, I think it's such a joy to bring that peacefulness, that positivity, the energy. What do you guys think? I mean, let's sum up Christmas in a few words. Buckets go.
A massive amount of money spent coming out of usually my pockets. No,
No, but on the lottery.
Look, I just think it's a great time for people to come together and be at peace and have lots and lots of happiness, and to be thankful for everything that we've got. And if that means putting up a tree and being joyful, then that's basically, and celebrating, of course, the birth of Christ, then you've fulfilled the Christmas spirit.
Exactly. Lise, do you want to sum up?
What was the question again, hon? Say it again.
We're all going to sum up Christmas in a few words. So sum up Christmas.
Okay, all right. Christmas. What is Christmas to me? Christmas is family. Christmas is love, and Christmas is getting together. And I don't even feel like you have to be a part of a certain nationality anymore. I feel like it's something for everyone to celebrate. It's just a time for family to come together and love each other.
Perfect. Aaron?
Oh, what is Christmas? Christmas is magical. Like just a time for family and just to get together with the people you love, and yeah.
I think Christmas means to me is not just blood family, but it's
Mhm.
also the family we share, the family we love, i.e. you, Lise, my sister, Aaron, Philip, and all our friends who we consider family. It's not just immediate family. This is real blood family that I'm looking at right now. It's, our home, my love, my heart's, with my sister, with my bro Aaron, and our friends, and you, my love.
Oh, that's very sweet. I think it's just an excuse so I can wear this hat basically and not look like a complete fool.
But if you love us and want to let us know what Christmas is to you, go to our YouTube page. Okay, Aaron, you know what to do. Subscribe,
Mm.
like and subscribe. There's a bell. Thank you, Lisa. And just give us a bit of love and tell your friends to subscribe as well. We are on TikTok with Catspace. There's Hello Catspace 5. So we are on Catspace on TikTok. Our Instagram handle is Hello Catspace, and make sure you follow us there. We also have a Facebook page called Catspace. We are everywhere, and we are on Spotify and Anchor.fm as well. So you can check us out there with the audio. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Until next week, where we have another fun podcast for you all. Happy year. Season's greetings to all of you. And may all your Christmases be light. See you later.
Bye.
Bye all.
Bye.